What is going on, everybody? Ah, beautiful day, first day back at work. But I got some mail. I ordered it from Jason with FlourgoldWizards. So I opened up the box. That's what I see. So first thing I pulling out, bam, looks like we got a shovel of some sort. Let's see what we got. Let's do a close-up for you. I don't know if you can see any of that. Nice little insignia there on the front. It says Infinity Prospecting. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, whoosh. Little shovel. I take that. FGW. FlourgoldWizards. Yeah, buddy. Looks like it's 3D printed. Excellent idea. And here we go. Here is the... Oh, there's a couple other stuff in there. Man, he loaded it up. Alright, before we show you the goods, let's keep digging in here. Pabst. Cheers, buddy. He's a big Pabst drinker. If you watch his channel, you'll definitely understand that. The Fridge of Wonders. What else do we got? Look at that. A couple stickers. I know where those are going. Awesome. Oh, another sticker. Rigby, mining partner. Awesome. Oh, what do we got here? Not sure what this is. Oh, 3D printed. Oh, it looks just like a canister. That's where you put your gold in then when you find it. Gold 2023. That's what it says on here. That's pretty cool. Nice knurling on there. Perfect. We got something else. I heard something rattling around in there. Look at that. Beautiful. I think that's going to go in the display box. Alright, in the main event. They're, let's see, I'll show you how they're bagged. So he's got them in a Ziploc bag, just in case the package pops open. Oh, I saw some goodies in there already. So I got two of these. FlourgoldWizards. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. But that's not today's. I just was excited and want to show you. So let's get on to the video. What is going on, everybody? Hope you had a good weekend. I know mine was great. As always, nice to be off work. Start back Monday. So not looking forward to that. Anyways, today is the day I am going to attempt a sulfuric stripping cell. So I've got this kind of prepped up here. The cell is pretty small, so this is just a test one, right? So I currently have water, water over here, my cell, my power supply, and then just a couple of things. You know, I've got some gold-plated jewelry. It's not a whole bunch, so I know it's not going to add up to anything, but I can get rid of it then. Well, melt it up, maybe make it into a copper anode, just in case the copper has any precious metals to share. And I also bought a whole pack of these guys. So it came with the whole set. So I just want to check it just to see if it's actually gold plating. This was a separate one that came in with one of my silver spoons. I didn't see any sterling markings on it, and I can see copper underneath. I don't know if you can see that. That might be better. You can see the copper there at the end. So I think this is gold plating, and we're going to test that today. But the majority of the work is going to be through the pins. So, you know, we might try to do a couple of these guys, the little ones anyways, to see if they fit. But depending on how this works, I'm going to have to upscale this big time. At least to fit some of the bigger items in. So let me clear the workbench off here a little bit. It doesn't need to be this crowded. I just wanted to show you what we got going on here, what we're working with before we start. And all right, well, let's get to it. And this is just going to be a test. So I imagine the gold we're going to get out of this is going to be, you know, a fairly small amount. So I don't want to go through the process of trying to get it until this solution is, you know, really full and worth going after the gold. We're just going to basically strip that stuff, and then, you know, we'll hide this in a container where we can reuse it a couple more times. And like I said, once we get enough gold in there, then we'll go for it. And I'll make a separate video on that. So this is probably just going to be a short video. I just want to test the cell, make sure it runs, see if my components work. If they do, then we'll upscale it so we can run, you know, bigger items such as the, you know, a spoon. Because right now, I mean, obviously I could take the basket off, connect it to the, and then, you know, get it in there in two. But I don't want to be having to juggle this stuff around with the sulfuric acid. So, all right, well, let's get to it. Let's test it out. All right, got concentrated sulfuric acid. In it goes. Might have to get some more of that, running a little low. And, all right, well, let's just start with the stuff on top. Let's turn that on. See, do a little zoom in here. And so currently we're running at 1.4 volts. I'm on constant amps, so I don't want that. All right, so I got this to constant volts now, so I should be able to watch my amps come down significantly when the reaction starts to finish. So just remember, we're working with sulfuric acid, so this stuff is really dangerous. Into hand mode. So we got a nice reaction. We got some bubbles going on. Let's see here. You can even see some of that plating coming off already. All right, well, let's just let this work and see what happens when we come back. So we can see that amperage is dropping. So imagine when that gets to 0, we'll be pretty close to finished. There, we got that gold falling down. Talk about microscopic, huh? So our amps are pretty well done. Go ahead and give this a quick stir here. Yep, I'd say it was gold plated. Some of this stuff might have been brass as well. Or not gold, like that right there. Let's see. Yeah, we're dropping pretty steadily again. It's up to like 0.11. It's probably because I changed this up. Let me see here. Let me get rid of that. Yep, back down to 0.6. So let's see here. So I've got everything in a dry glass, and then once I get everything in the dry glass, we'll go ahead and move that over to the wet glass. I'm going to turn my power supply off. Disconnect our lead there. Gonna splash this in. Well, not splash. You do not want to splash this stuff around. Just kind of dip it in. See if we can get any gold residue off of there. And let that bad boy drain. Alright, in she goes. Put the basket back down there. And let's fill it up. Let's pull, let's see here. Let's put a handful of chips, or pins in there. Let's go one more. Might have got some at the bottom. Not too worried about it. They'll be collected later. Alright, let's give these a good stir. Make sure everything's under the water. Or not water. Sulfuric acid. I think I could put a little more in, actually. That's probably going to be about it. A couple floaters. Can't have that. One fell on the bed. One pin isn't going to hurt anybody, huh? Alright, well, let's reconnect our power supply here. Turn our power supply back on. Perfect. Alright, this power cell is kind of a pain in the rear to get to constant volts, and it seems to remember constant current. So I finally got it back on. We're running at like 0.23, 0.25. It's actually bouncing around. It does hit 0.5, 0.3. So we'll come on and check on it here. But it is time to drop this in the water. See if we've got any gold that came along with it. Alright. I'm not going to put this in the water yet because I'm not sure if I'm done with that. And once it goes in the water, it is no good. And I am going to do this away from me so that the shield can protect against any splatter, if any at all. There we go. Get you a little bit of that close-up action here. So let's stir this around a little bit, see what this kind of looks like here. So sure enough, works really well. A little bit of gold left on there. Everything else is nice and clean. Check that out. Nice clean copper. This must not be gold plating. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like gold, but it sure isn't. Everything else is pretty much gone, and let's see here, it's old ring. Cool. Well, we'll go ahead and melt this stuff up here. Stir it around. We'll keep this water too, because there's going to be some gold particles and all that fun stuff too in here. But I imagine we'll just go right into a copper cell with the rest of this stuff. Some of it might be stainless steel, like I think this watch band here, stainless steel, so like that won't go in. But anything copper or brass related definitely will. And this right here was actually gold plated, or gold filled, I should say. So I kind of wanted to test that out. And it was magnetic, at least what I was getting, but that looks like copper. Must have been a pretty good nickel plate on there or something. But yeah, that seemed to work really well too. I just wanted to experiment with that. You know, it depends on, I imagine that depends on, you know, piece by piece, but I don't know, maybe we'll do an experiment on that too. A little bit of a close-up here. Hopefully I don't drop my phone into that. That'd be terrible. Let's see. So my volts are down, or my amps, excuse me, to 0.04, 0.05. So that's telling me that this is pretty much donezo. Let's see here. So we can see there's a ton of gold plating left. Ooh, almost lost a couple. I'm not sure if I really like doing these pins this way. I think I'll be doing the pins in Aqua Regia. These have been going on for quite some time, and I basically have to come down and consistently change them around, hit the basically stir them to get new contact points, and it's consuming quite a bit of time. I actually might pull these out and rinse them off and kind of start over from there. So actually, let me do that quick. I got a couple other stuff I'd like to try in the meantime. Right, get this out of the way here. Yeah, it just, like, it's probably been in here for a couple hours. I don't know if it's my voltage or exactly what's going on there, but it was not nearly as fast as that jewelry. Right. Well, we're gonna have a couple left. That's okay. Get my basket cooperating with me again. There we go. Perfect. Actually, hold on. I don't even know if I want to use the basket in this next go around. We'll keep it in there so that it's in solution, so I don't have to rinse it yet. It'll hopefully stay a little more protected without seeing the oxygen. So let's just go one at a time with these heat sinks. Yep, so we're back up to like 0.6. Alright, so we are back in the lab here. Let's see, that solution is looking mighty grungy. Let's grab some of this stuff out of here. What do we got? Still got, probably need to take the basket out to do some of these bigger items. Alright, my power supply is off. Alright, let's go ahead and dump this out, see what these look like. I still see a bunch of gold on those. I see a bunch of gold in them too. Give that a quick little rinse. Oh yeah. Alright. That's gonna need to be hit up again. What do we got here? Say we got it off of that. Oh, here. Let's just dump these out. Make this a little easier on ourselves, huh? Go. We can put this away. Let's load these back. Yeah, let's load these back up. See if we can get these wrapped up. They're sitting on these heat sinks. Ooh, let's see here. They're sitting on these heat sinks, and there's a little bit of rubber here. So I wonder if it just wasn't getting any contact with anything. So we'll put them on the bottom, so they're sitting on top of this, well, instead of the rubber, now they're going to be in contact with this copper heatsink. So, and you can't load them up too much, right? Because you got, like I said, if I put another layer on, it's all just going to get hit up. You know, we're not going to be making contact with the electrical current, so there isn't going to be any electrowinding happening. So 2 at a time, and let's see. I think we still have some gold here, and it sounds like it's on metal. Well, we'll find out. Hook this bad boy back up. Make sure I'm not touching my anode. Apply some power. Alright, let's dump this in some water. Nice and slow. Or not. We'll get a better reference over here now. So I'm not a fan of the pins. I don't think I'm going to do the pins. The rest of the pins in here, I'll stick them bad boys in some AP. You gotta stir them around. There, look at that. You gotta stir them around quite a bit. Here, let's move the camera. I don't want to lift this over and have any water drip into my cell. There we go. So look at that, nice and clean. That works really well. So I definitely recommend it for the heat sinks. There's no question about that. The pins, on the other hand, I'm not sure if I'm sold on those. But those come out nice and clean. Look at that. And the sulfuric acid does take care of that edge. So I might take a break with these and soak these in some rubbing alcohol just to get those off of there, the plastic. Then it's not, I'm not gumming up the cell. Alright, so I noticed that I was having some issues with contact because my amps kept dropping down to, I don't know, 0.02, basically nothing. With basically a lot of gold plating still left on this stuff. So what I did is I basically just emptied my basket, and then I kind of just like lifted it up and down just to kind of flush it out a little bit. It seems that it wasn't getting good contact between the copper basket and then the actual items I was trying to deplate. So with just a couple of rinses, basically just kind of picked it up, pulled all the stuff out. I didn't rinse it off or anything. Just kind of put it in the temporary glass jar here for the meantime. Bob this down, up and down, probably 15-20 times, and then put my items back in there, and now we actually have some plating again, and we can see the bubbles going on. So I think we're going in the right place now. So if you're gonna make one of these, something to keep an eye on. All right, let's see. This is getting pretty sloppy in here. I think we're good here. Give this a little bit of a rinse. So I put a couple of the gold-plated bracelets in here. Let's see here if I can do this without spitting all this stuff around. It's getting stuck on something. So I'm not sure if that's gold-plated. This definitely was. That one definitely was. A nice copper out of there. This was another little bracelet too. I got it all off of there. Oh yeah, it's nice and clean. Let's see, any more goodies? Oh yeah, right here. Let all that drop off of there. And we're at 0. Let's see. I'm just going to take this power off. I'm not going to switch it up or off. And then we're just going to kind of do what I did before that seemed to clear the basket up fairly well. See all that stuff on the bottom? I don't know if that blocks the... There we go. I think it blocks the basket up so that it's not getting good contact. All right, let's go ahead and put that back on there. This should tell us if that piece is gold plated or not. And yeah, so it went back up to 0.35. So I'd say we're good to go there. Let me grab a couple more pieces of jewelry quick. Got a whole watch we'll put right in there. Maybe. May have to flip it. That's no big deal. That's no big deal. As long as we got good contact, that's all I care about. Which right now it's saying we have 0. So that's not good. Put that right on the edge. There we go. Yeah, we're at 0.2. There we go. So let that sit for a minute. See if we can get something on the other side. These work great. And they're nice and small, so the basket likes them. Alright, well, let's let that ride for a minute. Before we get too crazy and I wrap this video up, like I said, not going to do the processing of it until I get quite a bit of stuff done, and it's kind of time consuming. So I wanted to show you the lead. This small little piece. I wanted to see if it was going to work for us. Absolutely coated. So that is all gold. You can even see it's got that gold shine to it. So we'll have to make sure we rinse that off really well before we go any further with that. Hey, and there it is. The gold stripping cell using sulfuric acid and a little bit of electricity. So it works really well. I really like it. On certain things, right? So the jewelry, it works excellent on. The copper heat sinks, it works great on. Pins, I'm sure we can, make a couple of adjustments to make it work better. But for the current cell that I have, I don't have any luck with it. Well, it works. It takes a long time and a lot of stirring. So I'd much rather just toss them in some AP. Call it a day when all the base metals are dissolved, go the gold that route. So we will get that, and maybe I'll make a video on the pins, because I do have a bunch of them left. And maybe let me know if you just want to see a fun one. I'll add the little bit that I did put into the sulfuric cell. If you want to see a little bit more like measurements on how much gold I get like for yield, let me know in the comments here, and we'll go ahead and go do that route. So hey, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.